Hi there, in this video we'll be creating a snowball fights game in GDevelop 5. Before we begin the tutorial, let's take a look at what the game should look like once we're done. So go ahead into my project manager and sample scene. In my sample scene, I'll preview this. So how the game works is you're the snowman and you're supposed to shoot all the rocks coming towards you. So you don't want them to collide with you. And that way. So that's what we would be creating today, and so on. So let's close this. And just as always, the link would be in the description to download the project folder. And if you're watching this video right now, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. So let's go ahead into our own scene. So in the project manager, main scene. Now let's go through all the objects we have in our scene. In our scene presently, we have 3 objects: the snowman, the snowball, and the rock. In our snowman scene, we have a snowman with a single animation, and it's set as a frame 1. It has no behaviors. Apply. Next we have our snowball. Our snowball is placed in our animation 0 and the first frame right here. And once again, it has no behavior. And finally, our rock object. Our rock object is placed in animation 0, the first frame, and it has no behaviors. Now what we need to do is ensure the snowman rotates towards our mouse. To do that, we're going to our main events, add new events, and we're going to add an action. Snowman rotates. We would rotate towards a position. The position would be our mouse X, and on the Y position would be our mouse Y. The angular speed would be set to 0, which would be an immediate rotation. Okay, and preview this. So here we go, our snowman now rotates to face our mouse. Now let's handle the creation of our snowball. The first thing we need to do for our snowball is create a spawning point on our snowman. So let's go ahead, select snowman, double click, edit points, and now we're going to create a new point. Add a point, and we'll name our point shoot. Let's save this as... By default, when you create a point in GDevelop 5, your point should be positioned at the top left corner. We need to reposition this on the x-axis, and we can go ahead and drag our points to our gun's nozzle. That's perfect. Close that and apply. Now let's go into our events. What we need to do is check if a mouse button is released. So add new events, add a condition. Let's go ahead and type in mouse button released, and the mouse to check, the button to check would be left. Okay. For action, add an action, select snowball, and create an object, snowball, at the X position of our snowman. We're making use of our points. So snowman point X, double quotes, and here's the name of our point, shoot. Let's do the same for our Y position, snowman point Y, double quotes, and shoot. That's our Y position of our points. The layer would be the default, which is the base layer, and okay. We can go ahead and preview this, and once we release our left mouse button, it should create our snowball right there at the mouse position. Now let's add a force to our snowball and also resize our snowball. We can do that by going back into our events, add an action, snowball, add a force. It would be a force towards an angle, and the angle would be our snowman's angle. So this should get the angle of the snowman and set it to our snowball direction. Our speed, the speed of our snowball would be set to 300, and it would be a permanent force. Go ahead, now let's resize our snowball, add new empty event, add an action. We can go ahead and select our snowball and scale. I'll set our scale to 0.2. Okay, and preview this. So we now have this, and it's been created at our snowman. But if you notice, we have this object right here, which has its origin point at our gun shoot point. To fix this, we need to close this, main. Let's select our snowball, edit points. We're going to reposition the origin points to the center, and close, apply. We can preview this. And we have this now. Perfect. So with our snowman and a snowball complete, we need to add in the rocks which spawn outside the screen and move towards our player. To do that, I've created a system, so close in our main events. Let's add a new empty event. To make the rock spawn from the left, we're going to add an action, rock, and create the object. Now we're spawning from the left, so the X position would set this to negative 10, and for the Y position, we'll set it to random in range. The minimum value sets 0, and the maximum value would be our scene window height. The layer would be the base layer. Okay. Now to spawn from the top, add an action, rock, create an object, and on the X position would get a random in range. The minimum value would be set to 0. The maximum value would be set to our scene window width. The Y position would set it to negative 10. The layer would be a base layer. Okay. Now to make it spawn from the top, add an action, rock, create an object. The object on the X position would be a random in range. The minimum value would set this to 0. The maximum value would be the scene window width. The Y position would set this to the scene window height. So it'd get the scene window height, and the layer would be a base layer. Okay, now to make it spawn from the bottom, add an action, rock, create an object, and on the X position we'll get our scene window width, and on the Y position we'll get a random in range. The minimum value would be set to 0. The maximum value would be set to our scene window height. The layer, we'll set this to the base layer, and okay. So to ensure we can control how much rocks are spawned, we need to add a timer. So let's go ahead, add an action. Let's add a timer. It would be a scene timer, so value of a scene timer. Our timer's name would be spawn. The sign would be greater than, and once this is greater than 2 seconds, which is our time, add an action, trigger once. Sorry, add a condition, trigger once. We want this to trigger once, so the action would be to reset our timer. So go ahead and type in reset. So reset a scene timer. Timer's name is spawn. Wrong spelling, spawn. So since these timers are not automatically started, we need to add an action at the beginning of the scene to start or reset the scene timer. So at the top of our events, let's go and add a new empty event. I'll drag this to the top, add an action, and let's go ahead and add in at the beginning of the scene. Okay, and we can go ahead and copy our resets, copy and paste. Now let's go ahead and preview this. Okay, so there we go. We have our rocks been respawned. As you can see, we have one on this side, and we have more spawning once the timer is greater than 2 seconds. So let's add a force to move this rocks towards our snowman. Close this and add an action. We'll select our rock and a force. Add a force to move towards an object. The target object would be snowman, and it would be a permanent force. And the speed, I guess 30 pixels, which should do. Okay, and preview. So we have this now. The rocks are moving towards the player, and the player has to shoot at these rocks. So to ensure our rocks are deleted once the snowball hits them, we need to go back into our events, add a new empty event, add a condition to check for a collision. The collision we'll be checking for is a collision between the snowball and our rock. Okay, once this is true, add a trigger once, which is also part of our condition. So once these two conditions are true, add an action, rock, and let's ensure we delete our object, which is the rock. Control save and preview. And with this, we should have a game like this. And there we go. So you should have all the rocks. Now just for performance issue, let's ensure to delete our snowball once it's outside the screen. So to do this, we have a behavior in GDevelop which should help. So main, rock, behaviors, add a behavior, and it's the destroy when outside screen behavior. Here it is, so you can add this. This should automatically destroy the object when it goes outside the screen borders. Apply. That should improve the performance of your game. Also, add a new event, add a condition to check if our rock is in collision with the snowman, and therefore we can go ahead and change to our game over scene. For this game, we don't have a game over scene at the moment, so we'll just restart the whole scene. So snowman is in collision with rock. Okay, go ahead, add an action to change to the scene name, which is main, and stop any other pause scene. Yes, okay, and preview. And there we go, we've successfully created our Snowman Fights game in GDevelop 5. There we go. So once this is in collision with our snowman, let's wait. It should restart the whole scene all over again. If you have a game over scene, you don't have to restart the whole scene. You can go ahead and change this to your game over scene. And if you also want to add in a high score to this to get the high score, I'll leave a link in the description to a Highscore tutorial which I created some time back. So there you go, that's how this is done in GDevelop 5. Like I said earlier, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. And if you have a game request, let me know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, I'll see you guys in my next tutorial.